The year of mascot kart races continues. After the Switch 2 launching with the ambitious Mario Kart World and even a brand new Garfield kart upon us, it's time for the fastest hedgehog in gaming to now leave a mark. This is the XboxEra review for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. We're a bit late to the party, but trust us, this one ain't on us. You may have noticed over at Metacritic that when the reviews dropped for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, only the PlayStation 5 version had any reviews. Indeed, the other versions, including the Xbox ports, were lagging behind for some reason. Well, not anymore. We've spent the last several days rolling around at the speed of sound on the many tracks of this new Sonic the Hedgehog themed mascot kart racer. Sonic Racing CrossWorlds takes its cues from one banger of a kart racer, that is Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, which is to this day considered one of the best mascot kart racers ever made, except for Mario Kart of course. The tight controls, the incredible track designs, the depth of the transforming vehicles, the cameos and crossovers. It's easy to look at that chapter as a golden standard. Sonic Racing CrossWorlds feels like the natural evolution of Transform's core mechanics. The highly arcade handling is fast and precise. Our kart can once again turn into a boat when on water, or a plane when in the air. You'll still get to collect golden rings, which serve as protection and as a speed boost. And the tracks are once again packed with detail, style, and feature all sorts of IP crossover from Sega's incredible roster of games. From Sonic's own worlds, including recent additions such as the Starfall Islands from Sonic Frontiers or White Space from Sonic Shadow Generations, to tracks set in the worlds of Afterburner, Panzer Dragoon and more, there's a huge variety. Not only most of these worlds incredible to look at, but they also feature absolutely banging soundtracks, remixing some of the most iconic Sega tunes of all time. Perhaps the biggest issue is the amount of chaos on screen. It can become excessive quite often, so be aware if that tends to annoy you in games. The key change in the game's formula this time though is hinted at within its name: CrossWorlds. Our heroes use portals to traverse to each event in the build up to the race, but there's more to it than just presentation. The classic 3-lap races see a deviation in the second lap, with the leader of the pack being able to choose between two portals. One leading to a different track the game has chosen for us, and another one going to a random location. Whichever option we choose, the second lap of the event will be ran in a completely different place, with even some crazy frenzy events that can turn this segment into a real blender. Ultimately, a portal will bring us back to the original track for lap 3, though the track has usually evolved a bit by the time we get back, with new paths, destruction and more that can alter things. The game's single-player portion is of the most classic mascot kart racer kind, tasking us with winning cups of 4 races each. The portals again play a big part in how cups are organised, as the final race is not in a new area. It's a 3-lap showdown that features 1 lap from each of the previous 3 tracks. Unlike Mario Kart games, the player only needs to be the racer with the most points. There is no 3 stars to obtain via winning every single event of the cup. There is, however, a rival system in place, with players being able to set up a character with a higher difficulty level for an extra level of competition within the race, with lofty rewards for completing those challenges. Each cup and event in the game comes with 3 default speeds, ranging from normal to Sonic. Once again, not unlike the 50cc to 150cc system in Mario Kart. The Supersonic speed mode though, however, goes well beyond Mario Kart 8's infamous 200cc, because the velocity here is astonishing. Insane reaction times and precision are needed here, as turns that may have seemed wide and easy, even on Sonic speed, will now turn into tight drift angles to nail, with a legitimate risk of falling off if we miss the optimal line by a couple of feet. It is absolutely exhilarating, yet it feels fair. I still recall how overpowered the AI was in Transformed on higher speeds, whereas CrossWorlds feels a lot nicer in that regard. This ludicrous speed does show that the track reset isn't done too well in certain corners, putting the player back inches before where they fell off, which requires some odd manoeuvring to then restart properly. It's nothing major though, and I only encountered this in 2 or 3 of those corners. Indeed, I would consider Sonic Racing CrossWorlds as a pro-mascot kart racer of sorts. It's not quite as accessible as recent Mario Kart games, but it does feature quite the skill ceiling and results to work towards. A lot of the most effective shortcuts are very well hidden and technically challenging, and there's somewhat advanced tricks to master that you'll need before you can truly shine, especially in time trials. There are even air tricks to pull off and be your flashier self, which grants us speed boosts. Every character and kart part also have their own statistics, making it easy to create yourself the combo kart of your dreams, be it on a hoverboard, behind the wheels of a sports car, or in a cute little cab. There's even more player agency to it all though, thanks to the gadget system. The player can create up to 5 different loadouts, each with up to 6 slots that are taken up by increasingly wild customizations. From generic upgrades, which boost individual stats, to others that increase the drift's proficiency, all the way down to starting the race with specific power-ups and even some unique brand new mechanics. The most hilarious of the bunch, but the one I've found tremendously efficient in a lot of events, makes our kart spin furiously on its axis during a drift, turning our vehicle into a weapon of sorts that does damage and slows down anyone who gets touched. There are power-ups and skills that are otherwise unobtainable, so keep an eye out on opponents that can do what you cannot. While the selection of tracks isn't that insanely high, with 24 standard and 15 unique CrossWorld areas, the general depth and variety of the title is quite incredible. There's no proper single-player campaign of sorts, there's no massive open world to explore or missions to clear, there's only the cup system. But with the speeds that go all the way up to supersonic, an eventual mirrored mode to unlock, tons of rivals to beat, and a huge variety of kart builds and gadget loadouts, there's a generous amount of content. There's even a packed post-launch support schedule with some rather surprising IP crossovers to come, such as SpongeBob SquarePants, Minecraft, and Yakuza Like a Dragon. These all plan on bringing tracks, characters, vehicles, and more into the mix. The Hatsune Miku free DLC has already dropped for those who pre-ordered, and it's quite a blast, with even custom songs and a mighty fine hoverboard to boot. But even beyond the laundry list of tracks and playable characters, the sheer amount of things to do in CrossWorlds remains quite stunning. There's local play for up to 4 players and a meaty online mode with rankings, though it's worth noting the servers were offline during this review window. There's even Team Sonic Racing inspired team-based modes where 3 teams of 4 or 2 teams of 6 have to clash in some completely unique racing variants, rewarding you for collecting the most rings or touching each other's karts or hitting the most opponents with power-ups. Each mode has various unique unlocks, so it's worth diversifying. There's even fully customizable rules for our own events, time trials with ghosts and leaderboards, challenges to unlock, further customization options, and so much more. All of this runs butter smooth on Xbox Series X at all times, with only rare frame rate drops and a few dodgy collisions on some segments. In truth, just about everything in Sonic Racing CrossWorlds feels polished and high quality. There's excellent visuals with great performance, vibrant tracks, and a technical driving model with quite the skill ceiling and a massive amount of depth and variety, despite the not crazy amount of unique content just quite yet. It may lack a memorable single-player portion, and it does have a few minor shortcomings, but rest assured though, Sonic's latest kart racer is one of the absolute best the genre has to offer, and its incredible spectacle and high-octane racing slingshots it to the top of the must-play kart racers on Xbox, and I'm sure we'll be revisiting this one for a long time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to hit like, hit subscribe, and as always, if you love what XboxEra does, consider supporting us directly on Patreon. Just head to patreon.com/XboxEra. And we'll see you next time.